Hello everyone, it's Pixel again, and this is going to be a review of Mr. Widemouth. So yeah, first and foremost, disclaimer, I own nothing. Everything belongs to the rightful owners, so please go and support them and be nice, please. And once again, some viewers may find this disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised, please. So yeah, this is an old creepypasta, but it's actually one of my favorites. And yeah, I know I say that a lot, but yeah. So it actually is told from the author's point of view. And how during the author's childhood that their family never stayed in one spot for long. And that but something happened when they moved to a house when the author was 5 years of age. Apparently they got sick and was not allowed to go outside, and yeah, the author had a fever. And so, yeah, they were bedridden. Yeah, bedridden for most of the days. And yeah, they were bedridden for most days, but all of that seemed to change when they met Mr. Widemouth. Now, they don't recall exactly how the two of them met, but apparently it seemed to be a few days after moving in. And that Mr. Widemouth says that he lives under the author's bed. And he explains that he can't have the parents see him, otherwise they won't let them play. And sorry about that. One day, however, Mr. Widemouth says that he has a new game both him and the author can play, but it has to be after the author's mother comes to check up on them. And that it's a secret game. So yeah, Mr. Widemouth then takes the author to the edge of the hall, where Mr. Widemouth says that he likes to play pretend up there, and that how he pretends that there's a big soft trampoline at the bottom of the window, and that he will bounce back up like a feather if the author does the same. But the author says that it's a long drop. But Mr. Widemouth, bleh, I'm so dumb. But Mr. Widemouth says that that's all part of the fun. And that if you might as well have jumped on a real trampoline. But the author says that they don't have enough imagination to do so. And Mr. Widemouth looks disappointed, but doesn't pursue any further. He doesn't push it any further. And the following morning, Mr. Widemouth comes in with a box and says that he wants to teach the author how to juggle. But what he plans to help the author practice with is knives. Yeah, it's a box full of knives. But Mr. Widemouth says that it's fun, and which obviously is not. It's not. Do not do that. Whatever you do not do it. And yeah, so Mr. Widemouth goes back under the author's bed, and they wonder how often is he under there? And Mr. Widemouth throughout the time tries to get the author to jump, saying that he put a real trampoline outside. And yeah, he's not so fun to play with anymore. One day, however, the author's fever breaks and they're allowed to go outside to get some fresh air. And they find Mr. Widemouth saying that he has something to show the author, and that he says that it's safe. So they head down a deer trail. Yeah, a deer trail where Mr. Widemouth explains that he's had a lot of friends about the author's age, and that when they were ready, he took them down this path to a special place. And one day he hopes to do the same with the author. Yeah, the author as well. So the author goes back home, and of course the family begins to move. And the author doesn't tell Mr. Widemouth for obvious reasons, because although they do consider telling him, they just decide not to do it. And the father, promises that this will be the last time that once the father gets promoted, then they won't have to do this anymore. But as the author looks on, they see Mr. Widemouth in the bedroom window, his silhouette, waving goodbye with a steak knife in hand. And a few years later, the author actually returns. Yeah, the author returns back to the place where the house has been. But the house apparently burned down. It burned down a few years ago after the family left. And it seems that Mr. Widemouth is gone too. like somehow connected to the house, and they decide to follow the trail where Mr. Widemouth was going to take them when they were ready. But what the author finds is not, well, yeah. Once they reach the end, the story ends with this. I noticed that many of the tombstones belonged to children. And that was Mr. Widemouth. Hoo-wee! Like, I have to admit that the twist is, like, wow. Because, yeah, it's revealed that Mr. Widemouth has done this kind of thing before. And was likely going to do the same to the author in this. Yeah, he was likely going to do the same to the author in this as well. Because, well, there are some theories about Mr. Widemouth. Like, whether, like, he was human, or if he's always been like this. Like, yeah, if he was human, or if he was always like this. But I think it's safe, and in my opinion, I do actually, this is just me, but I do think that the house that the family was staying in belonged to Mr. Widemouth. And possibly any families with kids that were there. And given the tombstones at the end, yeah, you can guess what he did. But yeah, of course, like, it's very reminiscent of, you know. Yeah, like, it's supposed to be like, I don't know if I can say it, but, you know. But yeah, all in all, this was a nice creepypasta. And yeah, like, the twist is, the ending is really, like, to me at least, the staple of the story. Because, yeah, it makes Mr. Widemouth, like, to me at least, all the more scarier. Because since those tombstones belonged to children. And, yeah. But at the end, it does seem like, with the house being gone, it seems like Mr. Widemouth is gone as well. So yeah, all in all, great story. I do hope you all enjoyed, and thank you all for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!